Now, breaking news from Switzerland, where 4 bankers who helped a close friend of Vladimir Putin move millions of francs through Swiss bank accounts have been found guilty. The financiers were charged with helping a Russian musician, the cellist Sergei Roldugin, launder funds. Well, I'm joined now from Bern by Imogen Fuchs. Imogen, bring us right up to date with what's been happening in the court, what's been said.
Is being delivered right now, and we have just heard, really just about 2 minutes before I came on air to talk to you, that all 4 of the bankers, who we can't be named, but they're all former employees of the Zurich branch of Gazprombank, they've all been found guilty of what's called lack of due diligence. Now that means that they failed to properly find out where the money that was being invested in their bank, and it was many millions, had actually come from. Was the person who investing it, was it really theirs? The judge said couldn't have been, couldn't have been. And the person who was investing it was this Russian musician, a cellist, Sergei Roldugin, not with a big income, but he had, as I said, many millions. Also a close friend of Vladimir Putin's, believed to be even godfather to the Russian president's daughter. So the implication is this money might have been connected, if not to Vladimir Putin himself, to the now sanctioned Russian political establishment, and that Sergei Roldugin, the musician, was acting as a so-called straw man for Mr. Putin or his close associates. So all found guilty. Only 7 months suspended sentences. That was the maximum they could have been sentenced to, actually. So not a lot, but very symbolic of how Switzerland is kind of really enforcing its laws around finance now.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, what's the penalty for this? 7 months seems like a pretty small sentence, lots of people would think.
Well, I mean, it is and it isn't. I think in the one sense, their crime was they didn't think it through enough to ask questions that bankers are supposed to ask. They didn't knowingly, as far as we know, launder money. We have to be careful about that. But what they have been charged with is lack of due diligence. That means they just didn't tick every box. So that is kind of the maximum sentence. They said in court, in their defense, please don't do this, we'll never work again. So the implications are there as well for them. It's a 7-month suspended sentence, but it's also completely the end of a career, very likely, in banking, or certainly banking in Switzerland.
Imogen, thank you very much. Imogen Fuchs there.